Hi, my name's Cory Barker and welcome to my YouTube. My channel is about my injury, how I became paralyzed, and my road to recovery. I'm making this for people who have a condition similar to me. I hope that I could help them deal with their issues, and also for anybody who just wants to hear a story of success. So this part of the video, this part of the video is pretty graphic, so if you're not into that, feel free to skip to my next videos, which are all about recovery. So here we go. October 5th, 2023, my friend Crystal called me and asked me if I was busy. I said, yeah, of course I'm busy, but what do you need? She said a friend of hers needed some help moving, that their stuff was on the side of the road and it was fixing to rain. She didn't have anybody that could help her. It was her daughter's neighbor. They had been neighbors for a long time. So I said, yeah, sure, I can help. I'm not that tied up. So I went and picked her up, and we went and met the woman where her stuff was, and there was a huge pile of stuff. It was about to rain. Luckily I brought a tarp and some straps. So we loaded my truck up like Beverly Hillbillies, super tall. There were two young boys that helped us get it all strapped down. And then Crystal said, hey, I've got some stuff at my daughter's house to like move into an apartment. Do you need dishes, towels, stuff like that? And the woman graciously accepted. She said that'd be great. So we drove to Crystal's daughter's house and loaded her up with some more stuff. Just really hooking her up for her new move-in, give her a fresh start. So we left and went back to where she's moving into, and I started unloading the truck. Crystal helped me bring in the first couch and gave us aware of where we were going to put stuff. Brought in the second couch, and when we were bringing it in, there was a young man and a young woman, and he was on top of her and like pushing her head down into the floor, bending her arm backwards. She was yelling, please stop, stop, help me, stop, stop, stop. So I was really uncomfortable. I took my hat off and I put up my hands to fight, and he did the same thing. And his mom got in between us, and so did Crystal, and said, hey, they're just playing around, that's his sister. And he was like, it was not okay. So I was really uncomfortable at this point. So I kind of motioned to Crystal to come outside, and we walked back over to my truck, and I told her, I said, look, this ain't right. Nobody's helping us anymore, and I don't know that they really appreciate it, and whatever's going on in this house is not for me. So let's just unload the stuff and get out of here. So she agrees, and she says, I'm going to go back in and let her know. All right, so I'm steady unloading the stuff and just putting it in the parking lot. And as she's going in, I heard her say something to one of the other sons, who was more our age, sitting on an air conditioner unit, smoking a joint. And she said, hey, cuh, how come you ain't... And she didn't even finish her sentence. I saw his body language and automatically knew that he was going to hit her. So I started to run towards them. He grabbed her and just started laying into her. And it's one of those clutch moments where like a lot of stuff's running through my head. I'm thinking, if I hit him, I'm going back to jail. If I don't hit him, he's going to kill her, because he was not letting up, and she's 90 pounds soaking wet with boots on. So I dropped the chair that I had in my hands and I hit him, knocked him down, or ish, It's hard to really remember. I turned around to grab Crystal. I hit him probably 3 times and staggered him. Turned around to grab Crystal. She was laying on the ground at this point. He had let go of her. And when I tried to grab her, I was putting my arms underneath her. Bam! White flash. And I hit the ground. And I thought, wow, he hit me pretty good. And then I saw the chair spinning in front of me, like on the ground. It's like, oh, he hit me with the chair. Nice. So I do a push-up and jump up real quick, but that push-up never happened. I couldn't move my arms or my legs. I must have been in shock because I didn't really let it bother me. I was still worried about Crystal, so I started running my mouth, telling him, dude, you just broke my neck. They're going to lock you up for 20 years. The hell are you thinking, you piece of shit? And at that point, he came over and stomped on my head. And a couple times, I think. Another white flash, and like I regained consciousness, and I don't know if I ever lost consciousness. I just couldn't see at all at this point. Even with my eyes open, I couldn't see. My head was killing me. I could taste blood in my mouth, and couldn't move. All I could do was breathe and listen. So I heard him stomping around. I heard Crystal crying, and then I heard him go inside the house. I heard his mom say something to the effect of, well, why'd you do that? Those people are helping us. And the door slammed, so I didn't have to worry about him anymore. Then I heard Crystal on the phone, so that was a relief. She was calling to get help. So I just waited and listened to her cry. And then I heard her family members pull up, and they started talking about moving me. And thank God I was still conscious, because I couldn't talk real loud because my throat was messed up. And I told them, no, don't move me. I'm paralyzed. My neck's broken. And they're like, you sure? I said, yeah, dead ass. I know. I cannot move my arms. I cannot move my legs. I barely got enough strength to talk to you. They said, okay. Well, we called 911 already. I said, great. So I heard an ambulance coming, and then it kind of faded out in distance, and I was bummed out. I was like, man, that should have been the one for us. Maybe it's for somebody else. But it had to be the one for us, because I heard it again. And well, like I said, I was in shock. So then it got real close, and paramedics came up, and I was probably bothered them, because I was like, hey, you got the thing for my neck? Don't touch me without bracing my neck, telling them how to do their job. But I let them know that I thought I was paralyzed, and I was right. They flipped me over onto the gurney, and I blacked out finally. Woke back up in the ambulance. I remember them asking if I was in pain, and yeah. I told them I couldn't feel anything below my neck, though. So I remember getting back to the hospital, and now I could see, but only out of one eye. And so they took me for x-rays, or an MRI first, and found out that my neck was broken in 3 places, C5, C6, and C7. And I was indeed paralyzed, and my right eye socket was broken, and my eye was kind of out of my head, and I had bad lacerations on that side of my face. So they decided to rush me to surgery. First plastic surgery, I think. I'm not positive. Everything gets kind of wooey, blurry, because they started pumping me full of the good drugs to stop pain. Shock had worn off, and it was hurting. So I remember signing some stuff, and going into surgery. Plastic surgeons did a really good job putting my face back together, and the surgeon, he did a good job too, real good job. Thank God I told him not to move me. You know, I only got moved that one time. But after surgery, the surgeon, doctor, told me, can you push a turd out? And I said, no, I can't feel anything. And he said, well, can you move it all? And I could move my right hand just a little bit. And he said, well, probably get used to this. I could move my neck a little bit. It was an brace, but I could kind of move my neck to side. He said, get used to this because you're probably not going to get much better than this. But I never accepted that. Even though it was the doctor telling me that, I didn't. And I thank God every day that he gave me the strength not to give up, because I've come a long way, as you'll see in my subsequent videos. I hope you guys subscribe and like, follow me. I'll take you on this journey with me of recovery. I'm doing great. I can walk 500 feet right now with a walker. Yeah, I'll take you on that journey for the rest of the videos. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day.